Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Javed Qureshi, affiliated with ZABFM, and I also work in the industry. ZABFM has recently started corporate training programs, and that also includes consultancy services. So it is the need of the hour because a lot of graduates, they not only need degrees, but they also continuously require updatation and skills upgradation. Continuously, the market's demands and the workplace environment is changing. So they need to continually upskill and reskill themselves. So this forum has been created. So the students or the graduates or alumni of ZABFM, so they can continually reskill and upskill themselves. So this initiative was taken by the Vice President ZABFM, Dr. Altaf Muqati, and the Madam President, Ms. Shahnaz Wazir Ali. So Dr. Manzoor Isran is the head of that team, and there are other members as well. So today there was a session where a lot of people were invited from the corporate sector to national and multinational companies, representatives. They include people from Cell Pharmaceutical, Pakistan. Cell is a US-based multinational company. Affinity IT firm of the US, a couple of bankers from State Bank of Pakistan, Faisal Bank, Al Mizan, HBL, and a couple of other banks. And there were people from the IT sector to SMEs and various sectors. So they were invited here and they had a wonderful session on innovations, disruptions, and industry breakpoints. So what are the changes that are affecting their businesses, their industries, how their companies are disrupted or going to be disrupted in the future, how AI and technology are changing the world, providing ease to them as well as bringing new difficulties and challenges for them. So it was a very interactive session. The participants really enjoyed that. It was a learning session, and such sessions should be continued.
This is Dr. Manzoor Isran, working as a professor in the Faculty of Management Science at ZABFM. Today we conducted a training on innovation disruption, and this basically training committee has been found by Dr. Altaf Muqati. His brainchild. ZABFM should conduct such a training programs for a corporate sector, and I hope this was our kickoff, and in the days to come we will be arranging more training sessions for a corporate sector. But today we mainly focused on technological innovations, disruptions, and industry breakouts. So we discussed in a detail about technology and its impact on businesses. So there is a positive impact and there is a negative impact. For example, there is a Kareem. It has disrupted a traditional taxi cars. There is a Dras online store. It has impacted and posing challenges for traditional shops, which is still being run in a traditional ways by adopting technology. There is a Airbnb. It has also posed a threat to traditional hoteling business. So we discussed different challenges, including challenges coming from regulation of the state for the businesses. We also discussed about threats being posed by the climate change last year, since that major floods caused by rains. So supply chain, it caused supply chain disruptions. So we discussed in a detail with the students who work in a different sectors of economy, especially in a private sector, banking, automotive industry, and etc. So they benefited a lot. I hope students have given you their feedback, And I'm also thankful to Dr. Javed for organizing, inviting his students. So in the days to come, we will be arranging more such training programs.
Like it was like about innovation and disruptions. What the new technology or AI is creating a disruption in the market, in the business market, in the social life, and this is all about a very good and interactive session. So we learned a lot. As an individual, I learned a lot. I learned about new companies that are created regarding like making the life of people very easier. So it was a good session. Well, 5 things that must be incorporated in all corporations in Pakistan. First of all, strict laws must be adhered in all organizations, strict labor laws which are not being followed in Pakistan. Number 2, the world is moving towards a paperless economy. So all organizations, even though having a good reputation, must adopt paperless office workings. Number 3, they must take their employees as an asset, not an liability. And number 4, they must have to create an environment where not just employees deliver their service, but they also get to learn about the new things. Fifthly, the organizations must provide an opportunity to their employees in learning new experiences, or providing them an opportunity to go for trainings, go for university programs for their enhancement in their skills, because the employee who's are working for their organization, they are giving the whole life to them. So in return, organization must pay them back. Like life at Zabist is somehow cool, and you get a lot of good learning experiences here. Faculty is up to the mark, and like we have one-to-one session here. Like today we had a good interactive session on innovations and disruptions. So I prefer, even though I would suggest in future to my colleagues, to my friends, peers, to come Zabist and get a degree from here, because it's just not a degree. Zabist is basically inculcating skills, knowledge, everything, which is a requirement of modern era. Thank you.
Hello, I'm the program director at Denning Business School, and I'm enrolled in the MS program, which is the Management Sciences program. Today's session was wonderful in a sense that a lot of changes are happening very quickly. It's like a fast forward situation in evolution where the impact is global and it's happening very fast. So in this session, the speakers, I'm really grateful for them that they invited me, gave me an opportunity to actually reflect on that and think about it, that how exactly is it impacting us? By us, I mean people here in Pakistan and across the globe as well, but it is more relevant to us as well because our situation is slightly different. So what we discussed were different situations, how they are impacting the business world and how it's narrowing down to us, our decisions, our lifestyles, our actions, everything that we are doing on a regular basis. Sometimes you need these sessions to think, to ponder, and to actually reflect on what you yourself are doing in life. That was one area. It also made us realize how we can actually utilize all of this hype that we have regarding artificial intelligence, regarding ChatGPT, regarding a lot of other social media platforms on which we are very much there, present all the time. And how do we need to use these things to our own benefit? So those were some of the things, and there was a short session on non-verbal communication, which made us realize that how do we physically, on a face-to-face basis, act on a daily basis, and how is it actually affecting the chemistry of our own minds. So that connection is being talked about very strongly all over the world. We are doing the same, and I think that we need such sessions. Thank you so much.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Ji, I'm Shariar Ahmed and I'm doing my MS from ZABFM. First of all, I'm very thankful for our professor and teacher, Dr. Javed Qureshi Sahib. He has invited us and given us an opportunity to interact with the panelists, with the senior professor, Dr. Manzoor Isran Sahib and Dr. Fatima. They were very fantastic about their thoughts, and definitely they have given us a very different perspective in terms to be how non-verbal communication is important in our life. So I think we have heard and listened many things that early to bed and early to rise and to go for the exercise and something like that. But Dr. Fatma, she has given a different perspective how it is important to have the non-verbal communication, and I think this is very important to practice that, and it could be very useful. And definitely Dr. Manzoor Isran Sahab, he has also given a very different perspective about the technology, about the marketing side, and how the things are moving into the globalization perspective and AI perspective collectively, and how it could be very useful for us. And definitely this is going to change the world, and this is important for all of us, and while living in Pakistan, to upskill ourselves through this AI technology and to adapt the change what is happening around the world. So it was very fantastic and useful session. So thank you very much ZABFM and our professor for giving this opportunity.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Subhanullah Siddiqui and I'm a marketeer at Searle Company Limited. Basically, talking about the pharmaceutical sector, this session was very interactive. Since I'm an MBA student, I believe that this is a very great learning platform here regarding the technology and the AI platform. Just because we know that day-to-day life is much more enhanced and superiorized as compared to the previous years. We know that AI integration has changed lives. Not only that, we learned in this session that regarding the feedback system of the employee. Most of us, we work and do a tireless job, but the employee feedback mechanism is very much effective when it comes to the companies and organizations. This is how they rule. Not only that, we have incorporated the AI use and what are the terminologies that we need to use in our daily lives, how we can cope up with that, how we can enhance our learning along with the working experience throughout the session. This was not only just a session-based learning, there was a feedback system regarding each and every employee that belonged to a different sector, different experience. And they all get to share what they get to change and what they will be doing in the coming future years ahead. So I believe that this kind of session and this kind of interaction is outmost very important. Not only that, it creates a learning experience that we can take along with our working life and make a daily life change step by step. Thank you so much for it.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Aisha Haq and I am a parts development engineer working at Hino Park Motors. Originally I am an automotive engineer and I am completing my MBA from ZABFM. The session was a very nice and interactive one. It was more of a discussion among people from various backgrounds and various experiences and how they can implement AI in their fields. What I learned was that using AI can have its pros and cons, but you need to work towards how you're using it. And it's like if one of our speakers said that it's more like an antibiotic. So if you're taking the prescribed doses, so it depends on you that if you're going to follow the prescription or you're going to make it harmful for yourself. Next, I learned that non-verbal cues and how you can make yourself feel more confident without saying anything and just practicing a few power poses. But I am really grateful to all the speakers and their time and for sharing such great knowledge with all of us students.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Toa Muhammad and currently I am working at Faisal Bank, and here at ZABFM I am doing my masters in management sciences. And talking about today's corporate training, then I learned about how AI or overall technology have been creating an impact on our lives and how it has been disrupting our lives. Also, a few points that I would like to tell that we should incorporate in our lives, and what I have gained an understanding in this corporate training, that is, firstly, you should be confident wherever you go, wherever you talk, and secondly, you should be able to manage your life properly, considering all the challenges. Thirdly, I have got an understanding of how AI has disrupting our life as well. Also, we learned about the non-verbal communications.
Assalamu alaikum ji, my name is Salman Shah. I'm working in a public sector organization. I am a student of ZABFM MSMS program. I've joined this university in last year for my program. This is my third semester. And I also did my BBA from ZABFM in 2012. I've joined again. Today we are at this seminar that was organized by one of our course. It was basically on disruption that is going on and happening in Pakistan and across the world. And it is also an initiative for the start of the ZABFM corporate trainings for like other top universities are doing here in Pakistan. What we learned from today's session was that technology is firstly bringing a lot of improvement in businesses, and it is also, if not used properly, can also be a source of detrimental effect for the industry. Secondly, we learned on non-verbal communications here and how businesses should be they should take input from employees so that they can make better decisions. Organizations should not resist change within their culture, within whatever technology that they are using, if they want to stay relevant. And lastly, something that is very important, we learned that organizations should be willing to take in more information from the industry to remain competitive, so that they can generate more sales and profits for their shareholders and still try to remain sustainable in the industry. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, I am Usma Khoro. I work at Affinity, which is an AI software company, and I'm working in the finance department. Currently, I'm doing my MS from ZABFM. It's just been my first semester. This was a very interactive and engaging. We learned the pros and cons about publicity, especially good publicity versus bad publicity, communication, and the importance of that. Verbal and non-verbal cues. That part that Dr. Fatma did was very impressive. And obviously about the disruptions of AI and how innovation has really advanced our industries in a way that's never before. Like, we've obviously advanced more that we have in these past 20 years than we did in the last 200 years, even 100 years actually. Thank you so much for inviting.